Now, to present the conclusion first. No, the notion of the sword being a sentient one was incorrect. Right. The locus of the will is not in the blade, but the scarab. An ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. Yes, that would be the most appropriate description. And she has no idea about it. Can we please help her with that? She should at least know that that is her daughter. We should help her with that. So not a sentient sword. Is she disappointed? Ryosho's grumpy dismay has made the scarab quiver, almost as if it had taken offense in that. As she should! What are you complaining about? Somehow I felt like I could definitely understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. It was reunion of a sort, one that gave both a tingle of sadness and a glimmer of hope. If the scarab has its own will, does it mean that the owner of that will can be resurrected? Well, it is too premature to deliberate on that matter. The state of existence under question is not one that may be defined as dead at the moment. I assume they asked whether it can be revived or brought back to life, right? Yes! Is that possible? Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable, and that the reconstruction of the original corporal body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility, the probabilities approaching zero gives the limit of today's technology and, conditions. We researchers are inclined to entertain even an infinitesimal chance, but in the terminology of the lay people like yourself, such a prospect would be labeled as impossible, wouldn't it? It may be the case, but this is the city! There's so many impossible things around here, like a concept incinerator. Surely there has to be a way to undo this, right? With enough research. You're already working on the ego stuff, aren't you? Come on! Well, there's no need to fixate on the impossibility of the present, Manager Dante. Such matters are reserved for us scientists to hold on to. Right, but can we at least make a request? But we may have uncovered a threat. Something that could lead to restoring Sinner Ryosho's memories at least. Though again, that too is merely a possibility. Okay, that is reassuring. And if Ryosho remembers, he will be even more eager to restore her shape. A far more particular avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, yes, further analysis of the scarab itself would be necessary. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. He should still be in the ring's nursefather's quarters. That will be all. There he goes. Hohenheim cuts himself off there, clamping his mouth shut as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theory that he had constructed in our conversation. Alright then, before we go, anyone who wanna tag along? I mean, we might definitely need your help. If you don't come along, I definitely am going to summon you. Munching on food, averting their gazes, the sinners were pretending that they weren't interested at all. I'm just saying, guys! Either way, I will summon you! But going by the way that their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they've been intensely listening in on our conversation. Well, where are we to go? Right, sorry about that. Forgot the rest of you weren't there with us earlier. Faust, Don, Ryosho, and I have been checking where each of the backdoors were leading. With Kira! Don't forget her! Right, I'm sorry. Kira too. The prisoner of war? Executive manager? Oh, are we talking about me now? Yeah, I guess. I have been working with them too. Yeah. Ha! You best remember to tread very carefully there. Should you cause even the slightest harm to our executive manager, you will be held accountable without any sort of exception. Yeah, sure. Whatever. She doesn't take this serious. I mean, her head is already on the shopping block. Anything worse than that couldn't possibly appear. Kira needles at Otis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough, she didn't appear particularly irritated. Anyways, I think it would be best if we had a few more people at hand. You know, just to be safe. One of the doors we went into earlier has led us straight into the ring's corridor. And that was a very close call. Otis and Heathcliff's hand shot up the moment I finished speaking. I would very much like to accompany you, Executive Manager. Well, sure, my precious Otis. You're always invited to join. Well, I knew I could always rely on you, Otis. Yeah. Your recognizing of my loyalty is honoring me, Executive Manager. For I, Otis, understand better than anyone your concern about the peril of work with a prisoner of war so liable to betrayal. That is not the reason. Well, to have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command, this just cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on the other duties without personally seeing to your safety first. Of course, Otis. Yeah, I get it, Otis. You've made your point very clear. Well, I'm not really keen on how I just keel over the moment that you summon me. It's a bit dodgy in that. But I stick by your side and then scrap it out of myself, right? True. You probably don't need it to come along then. I guess you can just summon the rest of us like you earlier did. If shit were to hit the fan. I mean, that is possible, but I'm pretty sure there is a delay. If he stops me in time, I can summon anyone, right? With that snake arm, he has a lot of reach. But then again, maybe I'm getting faster with the stuff. It's probably going to be fine. We have Kira in the worst cases, right? Yes, a research yet unfinished holds my effort as well. I shall join you once it has found conclusion. Well, I don't think I can be of much help wherever you're going, so I just pass. I will follow if that is your order, Manager. Oh no, it's fine. Just go and get some rest. It will probably be okay. I can just always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I should probably just go and see Alan again. Who? Like I said though, I'm not entirely sure about our speed yet. It's probably going to be fine, but it might cause some issues. Now then, Saru. Huh? I need to change my allies again. Good to see that this time around I was able to find Ring Rodion right away. That is super handy. Alrighty then, let us do this. Is this a battle right from the start, or do we first have a chance to... Yes, we first have a chance to talk to Alan. I see that you've arrived. I was waiting for you. But good to see you, Alan. We have sifted through and isolated doors with the highest probability of leading into the ring's galleries. The next step would be to enter the alternative doors that you've mentioned. But, Hold up a second, Hero. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. You know more stuff? Oh. Gatekeeping? Are you saying that you have more to tell about the gates? I mean, the doors? Yes. That door over there, I'm pretty sure it's connecting to N-Corp's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some can stuff, whatever that was. The memory cans. Oh. And that wooden door with that bandage wrapped around the handle. Papa would go in there to cross out the vengeances. What the book said, it's probably a turf protected by a thumb's subsidiary or something. Huh. Well, unlike earlier when she offered only vague snippets, even about just a singular door, Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid even to someone as clueless about the back door as me. I see. Huh. I guess she's far more cooperative than I've anticipated, even after that Alan character roughened her up a bit. from what I've heard. No, right? Maybe after we saved her, she has changed her mind. Receiving some actual help must have been a bit of a fresh air for her. That's nice. Yeah, you would think she would clamp up out of spite. I wonder if she's changed her mind about cooperating with us. Nevertheless, we mustn't let our guard down just yet, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she will turn on us. Ah, freaking A! I can literally hear everything that you're saying, you know? Well, maybe not Dante, but Otis. Alright then, based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safest doors first. As for the high-risk one, I'll continue checking and letting you know which one you need to enter. Thanks. Alan tinkers with the device around him and flashes a couple of doors with blue light. Guess that means we're starting with those. So, where do you guys want to go first? They all look about the same to me. Just start with the closest one, I would say. Alright. Well, Alan did say that these are the safest options. So, it shouldn't really matter which one if we have to go through all of them anyways, right? Just as I was about to reach for the nearest door, as Heathcliff has told me, Ryosho suddenly veered off, stopping in front of another one that stood a few steps apart. This door. This one feels familiar. Oh? Oh, do you recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Oh! Hardly had Ryosho stopped speaking when a fragmented memory, painted over in parts, slipped into my mind. Right, we are still connected. I'm sorry. It hurts a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know. Let's just go for a walk. A walk? But I don't really recall much about it. Just some homework. Walk. The memory just now. Could it be tied to Araya? I don't know. Might be related to her childhood, which in turn would be Saru. I mean Saru, wasn't it? The little doggo? Oh no, and it is related to the nurse father, the ring father. That guy who turned her into a dagger. Oh, I hate him. I still hate him for that. You know what? How about we just start with that door for now? Yes. Alright, this one it is. Yeah? Here we go then. Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode it inside. The rest of us just followed, including Kira and the other sinners. Why is it so rainy? And this place is... Well, judging by its state, it seems to be a welfare facility located within a nest, most likely a park. Every sort is walking here, dragging some sort of animal along. Means that they've got money to burn as well. Proper rich lords, I would say, this place. The walk past Ryosho mentioned a memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces are clicking together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back in the House of Spider. Oh, did you ever come here with the puppy named Saru? Yes, I remember that. But it's not a puppy though. It isn't? Saru was a bit bigger than that. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. It hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, and it's already wounded! Those pricks! Those absolute pricks! But why isn't he getting any better though? I gave her a lot to eat so she could recover. Oh, I know. Do you want to go for a walk? You love walkies, don't you? Right, Saru? There's this workshop that Dad always visits. The door there connects to a park. We can go right now if you want. Oh, look how happy it is! Ryoshi's childhood memories burned bright in my vision before passing. Oh, was that her as a kid? Yes. Verily, such gentleness does seem most unlike the young Ryoshu. Hey, Clock! Who said that he could show them my memory as well? That was not my intention. You know I have no control in this. Come on. You know it's not something that I can control, right? Everyone knows that. Chi-Chi. Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the visions of Ryoshi's past. This time, though, her memories seemed to manifest for everyone around, just like what we were experiencing in HCOM, Honolulu. Which probably means... Is Kira going to see that as well? Why are you all staring at me like that? That's so random. What the hell? Did you not just see that now? See what? You guys zoned out together. You mean that? Ooh. Guess it doesn't apply to Kira then, because she's not really involved with Ryoshu. But then again, unlike how it has been with Linda, Yu, and Honolulu, Kira doesn't really have any direct connection to Ryoshu at all. Guess that makes sense. So, was that adorable hound the companion of old young Ryoshu? Indeed, my one and only best friend. And because of that, Saru would be locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on an assignment, with a spiral driven through her. The first ever leash, looking back, might have been a kind of fate that she has died soon. To inflict such a cruelty upon a voiceless animal, how can such a wickedness ever be born? And no! What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. She got turned into a dagger. You know that, Dante. I don't really recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain, and I shut myself in my room, crying. Oh, you were? Not someone else? Who else? Oh, see, it was me. Even after witnessing the fragments of memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution, said he would give me a gift the next day. What I received was something he called the Beast-Bone Blade, a tendon that would whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every swing. It whines constantly? What the hell? Ew, there's no way! I always knew there was something creepy about that Robo-Unk. So that is how he killed your dog, huh? Yeah, that's totally messed up. No, he didn't kill Saru. That Tanto was alive. That's even worse! Did you just say alive? Bloody hell, right, none of that psycho! Her eyes were embedded in its adornment. They would stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beats as though it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight. I felt pity. So I shot what remains of her time in my own hands. Got me thinking after hearing all that. Why did you still mess with that art thing then? Let's be honest, after seeing something like that, you want to steer away from that stuff, yeah? Right? Those things that he calls artworks were also freaking cursed. Straight up nightmare fuel for me. Like, I haven't really checked out other Rings artworks yet outside of Albina and her Nurse Fathers. So maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all of that stuff. But yeah, their stuff never gave me any sort of art vibes at all. For real. I thought the same. Well, I was terrified at first. Yet, as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my taste. What? Thou finds appeal in those grotesque creations? From what you've told me about Callisto, it looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. But there's something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective, and thus one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible, there's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. I can't really say that I get it. But you say so? Nah, but bloody hell. How do you end up getting used to that kind of stuff, though? Why do you need to understand that? You're not actually an artist, are you? I got just so used to it. But that bastard Callisto installational artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for multiple weeks, months. The scarab moved, and Ryosho came to a pause. Araya? It trembles, but there was once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivers between fear and anticipation. See? Night terrors, crying from nightmares in the house of spiders. She experienced it too. There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your days, huh? Yes, of course. I need to check something. We've seen enough here, so let's just go back. Yeah, let's. Nothing else is worth checking around here. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Ryosho back. She stood in front of the artworks covered in sheets of clothes, lost in thought. Right here, there used to be a huge artwork display here. I don't really know what kind of impulse have struck him, but the bastard went about fussing, saying he needed practice so he wouldn't lose his touch. Araya! Mommy! What's wrong? Over there! Huh? No, I told you to keep the exhibit in your room. Huh, you've returned, Yoshihide. I've decided to attempt installation of arts of someone larger scale this time, but I ran out of space in my gallery. Mommy, please! The people were screaming! She's hugging her. Oh, dearest Yoshihide, Araya has reached an age where she may be introduced into the world of aesthetic. Surely this shouldn't really be a problem. Oh yes, it would. You liking it and me acquiring the taste doesn't mean that Araya will. It's so scary! Let's get you back to your room. I was hugging something in my arms, and it was crying. Saru? No, it's way too big to be Saru. The lacereted memories can never be made whole, no matter how many fragments are glued together. We could tell Ryosho everything she knew about Raya, but it never truly reaches her. See, this hollow void. This must be Raya. The sensation and emotion of what had been empty begin to entangle with Ryosho's memories. And that makes it possible for us to reminisce about Araya together. The soft rattle that Araya gave seems to show how pleased she was with that little step. Yeah, it's still there, Araya. The memory is still intact. Harshly. Alright, well, I guess it's time to check out the next door then. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out. But unfortunately, none of the places that we ended up at steered Ryosho's memories any further. Pretty much nothing here, huh? I think we're done for now. Oh? What the? How did they get in here? Huh? The rings? Of course the rings! Startled, Kira points ahead where figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looks like a massive lump of flesh hidden behind the tent of sorts. Those ring assailants from before, huh? Didst thou not say thou hast sealed that door earlier? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more? They probably have infiltrated via a separate route. You know, another back door. As you can see, the objective appears to be the retrieval of the ring's nurse father's artwork. After all, art needs to be protected. Get on with it! Right. We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out. Wait, but I thought Robo-Unk was washed. We got so many fanboys and fangirls here. Huh. Does this art possess value in itself? Or is it just a case of posthumous premature of the dead effect? Think about it. You know, how an art piece becomes more popular once the artist is dead. Some of the pieces have already been taken as well. Of course, they are of little value to both of our companies. Watching them sweating and struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them is kind of funny in a way. But imagine how those pieces will be labeled with some pathetic notion of heritage connected to my name on their description plaque. Now that is pretty unsavory. They may be occupied with transporting these objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the wayfarers and the LCE personnel stationed here, Executive Manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the ring's reputation and that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, this is right. We better wipe them out before they try anything else. Guys, it looks like we got another job to do. Lend me a hand. The radio didn't buzz with the sinner's replies this time, but it should be fine. I mean, they don't really have a choice. If I need them, I have to call them quickly. Sometimes I don't even have the chance to radio them first. So... Micah's power is always broken. Are we going to perfect it at some point? What kind of effect would that have? Oh. Oh well. Are they the same guys as before? They look pretty much the same as before. I guess it would be fine for me to speed it up then. So, not so bad, but we're all covered in red and blue. Is there any way for us to get these marks away from us? Probably not, huh? They just have a stacking effect. Oh well, it's probably fine. With this, the last of the ring's infiltrators have been eradicated. Is that all of them though? Probably not. Ryosha keeps glancing around as if searching for someone, but fortunately, no other ring member were in sight. Right, but where the hell were those lot even coming from? Weren't they just the first wave though? Had more of the sorts legged in from the backs like they've been lurking somewhere else. Well, according to the tracking logs recorded by surveillance devices installed here, they appear to have crossed over from another corridor. See, another corridor, another district of the House of Spiders? What precisely does the designation of another corridor refers to? The room resembling a shopping mall, the one filled with batches of toys on display. Your company, if I recall it correctly, has designated as the corridor of the Middle Nurse Father. Like I said, another one of these special rooms, their own districts, their own little quarters of the House of Spiders. That's bad. We have to check the whole house then. If the toy store is getting blocked, they're just going to move to the next one. And there are 5 in total. Huh. Oh. I'd suggest that we relocate there. Your assigned task here has been already wrapped up. Oh, and before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We are planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedia cataloging a notable characteristic of these corridors and all of their connecting locations. Your cooperation will be most appreciated. Kira seems to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she were going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she's just locked in on her decision. Sure, I got stuff to tell you. Like, hell of a stuff. Some parts are kind of fuzzy though, not gonna lie. But I can still recall like 20 places clearly enough. I mean, it was the home for me and my papa, so... True. I got nothing. I never once regarded that fucker's room as a home, and my memories of it all are fragmented at best. The scarab gave a faint, restless steer. Perhaps it wanted to try to comfort Ryosho in its own way, as little as it could. And accompanied by its tremor, we began our move towards the corridor of the middle. Right. Who knows, maybe Araya was here before. Getting a toy for a child is usually a pretty reasonable thing, even though it seems like she has more fun with her school bag than anything else. Oh, we are going to school! Maybe that is where we got the school bag from, huh? Oh, that is quite refreshing. Okay, Rodion. Oh, shoot. Okay, it starts again. Can I get her right away? Please? I need the boost. I need the resources. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright, ready to go. So, the heck? They ripped everything that was nailed down, I see. But to be fair, those were all collectibles. They probably sell for a high price, right? Fret not, for I have espied therein half of thy worldly possession. Articular fixer figurines, video games, cartridges, and... I'm not talking about my toy box, okay? I had hell of many of them anyways. My TV is gone. My couch as well. As Kira said, only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and a familiar couch set used to be.
Oh, those? Well, the LCE researchers hold them away. From the sound of it, they're going to set them up in their own staff lounge.
Of course, it's a good couch.
As for the leather and the ornaments, they said they'll be selling them off.
What? Otis seemed to notice something the moment she caught Kira's wistful look. The corners of her lips curled into a faint smile as she spoke with faint nonchalance. Who knows? With sufficient cooperation, perhaps they will become more receptive to the idea of returning these goods. Wow, are you bribing her with her own stuff? Oh, that's low, Otis. Assuming much, eh? I never said I wanted them back. Anyways, I'll tell you all about what I know, so come this way if you want to. These two doors here made from paper and wood. They connect to S-Corp. And that one, reinforced with steel, that one leads to V-Corp, back streets where... Having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira was clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each of the doors Wayfarer Company has asked us to explore has led. Directed by Kira and accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one.
Good work. All the data seems to match. Thank you for your cooperation.
Until there was just one back door left to open. I know this isn't anything new, but I've got to say, these back doors are just too bloody convenient, don't you think? You know, they are portals too. It ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? Yours is as simple as turning the knob and entering. Seems to me that you'll outpace your business rival in no time. True.
I'm a bit hard-pressed to agree with the too convenient sentiments when it comes to using the back doors and the portals, but since your intention was to claim Wayfarer's superiority over the current VCOP corporation, I'll just take that as a compliment.
Yes it was. Wait, did I say something wrong? Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff, even though it is not quite obvious yet. True.
Albeit said, well, this has been a workday relatively free of casualties thanks to the quality of information that you have previously provided. Do understand that Wayfarer's company's primary service includes pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of these services is fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embarking on a pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrosity entities whose exact nature haven't even been confirmed yet. That appears in the liminal space between the paths.
So, before the two portals are getting connected to each other, you have to travel a dimensional space? Interesting.
It also costs a pretty penny to keep the security path as well. You know, secured. I'd say our operational cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering that we are also trying to prevent our rivals from taking the corners of the market.
Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet off. It must be one of his precautions. Just in case. You never know! Maybe that area doesn't even have breathable air. Maybe his dry smile and unsettling lack of reaction to anything are hints that he's simply seen too much to be faced by most horrors at this point.
Still, our work has gotten considerably easier for this job thanks to the help of everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than I had expected. Very well then, let's take a look at the last door.
It's the door that Papa used to walk through all the time. I followed Kira into the door, and the second I crossed over the threshold, a breeze carries on an odd familiarity. Salty smell tickles the tip of my nose. I mean, my clock hands. Okay. Is that the ocean? Ah, Ishmael would like it here. So this one is connected somewhere in the general Great Lake area, it seems. Welcome to UCOP's giant stingray portrait. The stingray, huh? Wait, why does this ring a bell? Hang on a minute! It's that place, ain't it? The portrait that has Salon du Malarix, the private hair salon! Oh! Heathcliff shipped in with a shudder, as though a sheer weight behind this word has terrified him. Oh, does this signify then that we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hairdo most luscious? Oi, quit it with that luscious nonsense, lass! Why encourage me now when we were so chavally about blasting my villainous ass back at the lake? Oh, yeah, indeed. Alas, this is true. The punishment worked upon our merry band had severely outweighed the crime. Wouldst thou not agree, young Heathcliff, that to put the component to use would remedy that pain just a smidge? Ah, bugger it! Besides, it wouldn't even last for long. I ain't even got anyone to spurs up for anymore. True. Sweet. Then could I use them? Oh, Kira? We were regulars at the Molexa place, you know, Papa and me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favor, and he would bring loads of coupons back home. They'd give away a hair coupon every 10 visits, you see? So what are you even yapping about all excited for? Hero seems ready to launch into a cheerful rant, came to an abrupt pause like a bike tripping over the ledge. Her face fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffed a pebble away. Looking back at it, guess Papa did hella care for me. So why did he... But I guess it's also true that these guys went out of their way to get me out of there, even though they didn't know me so well. Why is it gotta be so complicated? The fires gave you that anesthetic BC, huh? The heck is BC now? Bowl cut. Bowl cut? Bro, listen, like I said, that's not how you shorten these things down. For some reason, Ryosha seems almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronyms. It was reminiscing of that self-satisfying look that she would give after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the earlier days of our bus journey. Thinking back to it, ever since Sinclair's translation became reliably enough, the sinners has less reason to voice their frustration with Ryosha's acronyms anymore, which in turn have gave her fewer causes to snicker a bunch. I'm not really sure why, but Something tells me that you might be making these acronyms ridiculously incomprehensible on purpose. You know, to get a reaction. Well, if your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has one tasteless sense of humor. From what I can recall, the toys and games he was into were pretty retro. Must have been annoying to play along as well. Well, at first, but the more I play along, the more I got into it. Still corny and silly as shit though, but still. I know of that conflict within me. Driveling and apolitical they may be, that we all are compelled to peer hintward at the interest of the family. Yeah, I wanted to know what Papa was into, to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I needed to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and, you know, talk about a mutual subject. So He would tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. He was proud as shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshihide learned this in like 2 days or something. Or yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know? I see. Too bad I wasn't there to tell you that his words weren't worth even a slight bit of shit. I once thought of him the same way as you do. Now, a good man at least amongst the nurse fathers, caring enough to give me some gifts. But one day, I realized that he never understands the thing I really care about, even if his life had depended on it. One day thou said, pray tell, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man? Is it related to Araya again? That, I don't remember when or why. Just that it happened. Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Right. Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you two ever since you quitted school. She quitted school? Wait, it doesn't fit. I don't think she ever went to school. Ever. That is one of the things that she was jealous about. Bullshit. I've never been to school. I'd never even thought of wanting to go to school either. Matthias must have been talking out of his ass again. Huh? No way, bro! I even saw some of the clips too! Clips? What? Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, I'm off to school, Dad, in that video as well. So I'm pretty dang sure about it. You have a video about Araya? Yes! She has a chance to see her again! But I don't... As Kira went on, Ryosho, confident from her initial retort, seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her, of course. So much of her memory had been modulated by herself. Ryosho didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it when she said that she'd never been to school, and had never ever wanted to either. And I wanted to glimpse the fragments of memories that made her say that as well. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my arms. Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you in the institution that is not entirely dissimilar from a school. There's a subsidiarity of the ring. An academy? Oh, are you sure it was a school though? Not like an art academy or something like that. Art academy? I hope not. Wait! Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Oh, definitely. It must have been an academy then, and not a school. Does that ring a bell? Academy of Art! Oh, that must have been a horrible place then. God! Ryosho mutters a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle that she was assembling. Then, after a brief moment, she turned towards me with an astounded scoff and a look of mild irritation. Clock. You deserve a smack. What? Why? Then lightly smacked me upside the head with her scarab. What was that for? This memory sucks, Clark. I would have been just fine without them. But at least I got to remember the instant that has changed my perspective on my fires. See? Dad, how do I go to, a school? A school, Yoshihide? Well, I don't really see why you would wish to, let alone need to go to such an institution, when we nurse father are here to provide you with all the education that you could possibly require. You would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been much more enlightening than strutting through any of the nest formality of an educational system. But Dad, I saw them in one of the picture books. And I don't have any friends here either. Oh, read it is pointless! Don't say it. She likes these books. It is true that there are qualities that can be learned only through a group education. Evolution that engages competition. Very well then, Yoshihide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Oh, really? Yes. I intend to send Yoshihide to an academy as part of my educational curriculum. There's an academy of art, a subsidiary of the ring, companionship with other talented children of an approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration that shall guide Yoshihide's growth. Oh, he's checking up with the index. Let's see. The prescript has approved of it. I guess you're good to go. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake here. And how are you certain of that? Do elaborate if you can, you hand puppet of the prescript, by whose every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of a choice, of what is right or wrong? Just like that, off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come. He was trying to warn him. Anything related to the ring is horrible. We've seen some of the art lessons involving Otis and VII, right? This is not good. This is not good at all. Callisto had found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't really so bad when I was with the other kids. No, I guess that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say that I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course I would, when all we ever did was nod along the lectures and spout purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's body like it was nothing. Our lesson today will focus on coppistical techniques. Now, take a good look at the diagram here, then the mannequin before you. Weave the blood vessels into the same pattern as the diagram. And... I don't know why we're even learning about corporeal stuff at this day and age. Right? I don't get what's the point of the sloggers tying and shaping blood vessels to make a color that a drop of ink could easily do better. I read that in a book. I see. I'm more excited to learn about the cubist technique instead than this crap. Honestly, why is this washed-up movement even part of this curriculum? It is just so boring, shallow gore stuff. No, it's glory, but it's boring and shallow only because you guys are just bad at it. What? Aw, are you mad because your dad is lame and porous as well? Oh, is he now? No wonder her stuff is just so... Ow! Eh? I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butt kicked. Then bad-mouthing Callisto wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to my family, like Fires did. So... it's just what I was taught to dislike. That's all. Just one of those tantrums that kids have at that age. Kids will be kids and all that stuff. Hey, I'm home, Daddy! Oh, hey there, buddy! You're home early, see? Oh man, you must have been playing rough today, huh? You got dust all over. I got into a fight. A fight, you say? You removed the glasses! That is not a good sign! Yes, they kept saying dumb stuff about glass stuff, so I smacked them. What about you then? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? Huh? Oh, on my cheek. But it's fine, because I punched him with this many times. Did I do good, Daddy? That's my girl. Where are you going? Oh no. You know, just got some business to take care of here. Why don't you just sit tight and work on your coloring book instead? Daddy will be home before you know it. Okay, but is it related stuff? No, it's family business. You're not about to kill those children, are you? Come on! It's just kids being kids. They usually butt heads with each other. That's a growing progress! I ain't seeing what's so bad about taking care of your own. Them snotty sots don't learn respect lest you beat them into it. If only he'd been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have ended right there, with a pat on my head. What? Papa, I mean, the middle usually doesn't stop there. It never does. You hurt a member of the family, that automatically gets written up in the book. Yeah, and he did what he did in the end. The instructor! He didn't even do a thing! You took his arm! And oh, look at that cleave! You traumatized the entire classroom! And there you are, Yoshihide. Is class starting already? My diligent little girl. I wonder who she takes after all. Dad? I know. I said I'd be back before you know it, but I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the ring's bastard's tricky maze. You know how they are. Oh yeah, and there's so many sniveling brats here as well. Well, as for the crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructor, will anyone agree that they did one sorry job of keeping these tapes under control? In that case, pursuant of Title 2, Section 52 of the book, execution by beheading. They clearly don't get much use for that sitting on the shoulder. How do you like it, buddy? Papa's just the best, ain't he? How dare he! Such senseless, barbaric violence! Uncultured, uncivilized animal! Do not be discouraged, dearest Yoshihide. I have eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talent. It is a much more significant and pristine institution this time around. I assure you, even an interpreted berserk like Matthias wouldn't even dare to force his way into such a place as he did in the previous academy. Don't wanna... Yoshihide, I don't want to go to another academy. I don't wanna. I don't need friends anyways. For all of his posturing, nothing that was ever important to me had any sort of significance to Matthias. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. So I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find out about the things that I held dear, because I was afraid he would take them away from me like he did with the others. But he would always catch on faster than he had any right to as well. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spiders made me tremble in anxiety, because I was worried about... Oh, I don't remember what, but I do know that I would never stop thinking about my room. So whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. scarab, which had been staring lightly as Ryosho recounted her past, soon began to rattle audibly. It's doing that thing again. It's reacting. Ryosho patted the scarab with a gentle, reassuring hand. The scarab that was once Araya, a memory without any sort of attachment. It appeared to me almost as though she was pacifying a crying child.